Nowadays, IP rating is a mandatory and essential thing that all types of cell phones must have. This is very different from the past where IP rating certification could only be found on expensive cell phones. Nowadays, a low-cost phone of $122 already has a high IP rating. Unmitigated with a high IP rating from a row of cheap cell phones can already be inserted into water as deep as 1 meter. Because of this, the cell phone becomes more durable, resistant, and can be taken anywhere. You don't need to be afraid of damaged cell phones because IP rating certification can guarantee your cell phone is safe from various threats. Well, if you are looking for a cheap cell phone with a high IP rating, you should listen to this smartphone recommendation. Despite having the lowest price in the range of around $165, the Realme C75 is not inferior to other cell phones. First, this phone has IP68 or IP69 certification. This means that the Realme C75 can be immersed in water up to 1 meter deep, dust-proof, and resistant to high-pressure water splashes. Not just IP rating, MIL STD 810H compliance certification is also present and makes the Realme C75 very strong and resistant to various extreme conditions. The 6,000 mAh battery they carry is quite jumbo. The screen is bright and charging is fast. With 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal memory, the Realme C75 is capable of multitasking and running casual apps smoothly. As a result, this phone is perfect for ojol professionals who are often exposed to the hot sun, often hit by rain, and often open applications continuously. Here are the brief specifications of the Realme C75: 6.72-inch display, IPS LCD, 90 Hz, 580 nits type, 690 nits HBM, armor shell glass, always-on display. Camera, 50 megapixel wide and 8 megapixel selfie. MediaTek Helio G92 Max chipset, 12 nanometer fabrication. 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of internal memory. 6,000 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging. Currently, there is no leak to recognize the price of the Samsung Galaxy A36. However, if you look at its predecessor, it is likely that this South Korean flagship mid-range phone will be sold at a price of $244 to $305. Well, in that price range, this phone dares to provide IP67, which makes it able to survive in water as deep as 1 meter within 30 minutes. In addition to the high IP67 certification, this phone is also equipped with a Snapdragon chipset as its pacemaker. This is quite unique because the Galaxy A has not used the chip made by Qualcomm for a long time. As a result, the gaming capabilities on the Samsung Galaxy A36 can improve greatly from its predecessor. Other features such as the camera, screen, charging, and design also got a significant overhaul. Here are the brief specifications of the Samsung Galaxy A36. 6.7-inch display, Super AMOLED, 120 Hz, 1200 nits, HBM, 1900 nits peak, Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, always-on display. Camera, 50 megapixel wide OIS, 8 megapixel ultra-wide, and 5 megapixel macro, and 12 megapixel selfie. Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 chipset, 4 nanometer fabrication. 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of internal memory and 12 GB of RAM with 256 GB of internal memory. 5,000 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging, 0 to 100% in 68 minutes. Poco X7 5G brings significant changes from its predecessor. In the past, the POCO X6 5G only had IP54 certification, while the POCO X7 5G has IP68 or IP69 certification. As a result, this phone is resistant to many things, ranging from splashing water, being put in water, fine dust, to high-pressure water spray. So you don't need to be afraid if you take the POCO X7 5G to the mountains, highlands, or other extreme places. In addition to the IP rating, the POCO X7 5G also looks luxurious with a curved screen like a flagship. With a weight of only 190 grams, this phone is also comfortable to hold in one hand. In addition, the camera equipped with OIS also makes recording and capturing photos on this phone sharper and more stable. As a POCO phone, this phone can be used to play heavy games. The price of the POCO X7 5G is also competitive, which is around $183 to $244. Here are the brief specifications of the POCO X7 5G. 6.67-inch display, AMOLED, 68B colors, 120 Hz, HDR10+, Dolby Vision 1200 nits, HBM, 3000 nits peak, Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, always-on display. Camera, 50-megapixel wide OIS, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and 2-megapixel macro, and 20-megapixel selfie. Chipset MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Ultra, 4nm fabrication, Antutu V10 8GB RAM with 256GB internal memory, and 12GB RAM with 512GB internal memory. 5110 mAh battery with 45-watt fast charging, 0 to 100% in 52 minutes. In addition to IP68 or IP69 dust and water-resistant certification, the POCO X7 Pro 5G is also equipped with the fastest chipset in its class. Just imagine, this phone's Antutu V10 score can reach $91. With such a score, various games such as Mobile Legends, Genshin Impact, or PUBG Mobile can be run smoothly on a high configuration. Multitasking, editing, and rendering activities can also be easily run on this phone. POCO X7 Pro is equipped with a jumbo 6000 mAh battery. Uniquely, the phone remains light because it doesn't weigh 200 grams. So, your hands won't get tired while playing games or watching videos. The 1.5K resolution screen and stereo speakers are also perfect for gaming. So, buy this phone for $244 if you are a true gamer. Here are the brief specifications of the POCO X7 Pro 5G, 6.67-inch display, AMOLED, 68B colors, 120 Hz, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, 140 nits, HBM, 3200 nits peak, Corning Gorilla Glass, Victus 7i, camera 50-megapixel wide OIS, and 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and 20-megapixel selfie. Chipset MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultra, 4nm fabrication. Antutu V10 12GB of RAM with 512GB of internal memory, 6000 mAh battery with 90-watt fast charging, 0 to 100% in 42 minutes. Vivo V50 is the most expensive with a price tag of around $366 to $489. But make no mistake, the specifications given by this phone are not playing games, you know. First, it is certain that the Vivo V50 is equipped with IP68 or IP69 certification, which is dust-proof to high-pressure water. The body is also thin, light. The back is made of glass, however, it can still be implanted with a jumbo 6000 mAh battery. The Vivo V50 cameras are also unique in that they all have a resolution of 50 megapixels. As a result, the photos and videos are very sharp and clear. The front camera of this phone can also record up to 4K, which is rarely found on other mid-range phones. On the screen side, Vivo V50 relies on a bright and colorful AMOLED screen. The chipset is not the best, but it is enough to run games like PUBG Mobile at 40 FPS or Genshin Impact at 30 FPS. Here are the brief specifications of the Vivo V50: 6.77-inch display, AMOLED, HDR10+, 120 Hz, 1300 nits HBM, 4500 nits peak, diamond shield glass, camera 50 megapixel wide OIS and 50 megapixel ultra wide and 50 megapixel selfie, Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chipset, 4 nanometer fabrication, RAM 8 GB and/or 12 GB, while internal memory is 256 GB and/or 512 GB. Battery 6000 mAh with 90-watt fast charging, reverse wired.